Alright, it is great to have the 5 of you back out of storage, but I only need to borrow 2 of you to help complete my Gestalt form. I hope you understand. Oh, yeah, sure. It's not like we haven't been in a box for the past 6 months, but yeah, go ahead, go ahead. You can just take the helicopter twins. We all know you like them better. Yes, it has been way too long, but I finally got my other combiners out of storage, and I can finally take a look at what the Elieta 1 combiner, Elieta Infinite, looks like. Now, just as a quick refresher, this is what the Moonracer mold looks like as an arm, here played by Novastar, and that's a really good arm. And then this is the mold in its leg mode. And I don't really like the leg mode. It has to do with where the ankle is supposed to plug in. And you see that's wobbly. Like, it's supposed to be held in place by like the limbs, but these are all joints and moving parts holding it in place. So there's really nothing stable and rock hard. So that makes the leg wobbly. And that makes the combiner wobbly. So I'm going to be turning both Moonracer and Novastar into the figure's arms. And we're going to go with the helicopter twins for the legs. Real quick, I just wanted to point out how the helicopter twins, they have a very stable leg mode where that foot pegs right into that hole, and that is not wobbly at all. That's why I like for my legs to have this kind of thing. And I really think they should have just gone with dedicated molds for legs and dedicated molds for arms. I can see the appeal of the Scramble City, anybody can be any limb thing, but like, I don't like how some of them have a less stable connection at the ankle just because they were trying to accommodate everything. So, oh, I heard that they're making at least either Greenlight or Lancer. I'm not sure which one. I know Chromia, despite being based off the same mold, isn't going to have the combiner peg in her for Siege of Cybertron, which seems like a missed opportunity. But then again, I already have a really nice Chromia, and she's not part of the thing. And besides, like, Greenlight and Lancer, they only recently got their names. Being combiners would be a nice thing for them to have their first toy do. But yeah. And that is a properly made Elieta Infinite figure with legs. Yes, so now I can truly appreciate the greatness of Elieta 1 in her most powerful form. And yeah, like that's it's pretty solid. Everything holds together. She's not too wobbly. Well, any more wobbly. Like, she's like her shoulder ratchets now make for really solid hips. Oop. As long as you don't accidentally unpeg. Whoa, I totally borked that. That should not have come unpegged. Alright. Yes, the knee joint is down there. So yeah, she has a wide range of posability. She has ratchets where she needs ratchets, so that she can remain nice and solid. And she looks pretty darn good. Yes. There's just like one issue, and that is her torso is just kind of like a big box. I don't know, it's bringing Movieverse Starscream too much to mind, and I really hated the design of Movieverse Starscream. But there was a pretty interesting fan mode that I found out about on 4chan, and it's pretty simple to access. All you gotta do is flip her around. You see, now that she's flipped around the other way, she actually has a waist along with a pelvis, and all that junk that just made her look like a box from the front now becomes a backpack, which is a much more, that's something we're much more used to seeing Jet Kibble turn into. There's just one issue, and that is, like, this is just kind of a big, flat, featureless V there. So we need something to busy this up a little bit and make it look like she actually has a chest, In comes Combiner Wars Wing Charger. This is kind of a weird figure, like his robot mode doesn't really work like his kibble makes him not very posable, and like it's just not the best robot mode out there. But there is a little thing that this guy can do to help enhance the look of your Elieta Infinite combiner. Alright, so what you do is you just kind of turn him into this mishmash thing. I believe these little exhaust ports, which are, they go into this little hole right there in her stomach. They actually slot pretty neatly in there, and you just kind of wiggle the legs into her torso, and the arms on top of those white flaps. It's actually kind of a delicate balance and kind of irritatingly hard to do, and I sort of need to do it. I need to use both hands. I can't do it with one hand. Let's cut. And there we go. It's kind of a tentative connection, but it does tuck in. Now, what doesn't tuck in somehow are the tabs that keep the helicopter twins together. I just finished complimenting them for making stable legs, and then they decide that they don't want to peg together. What's up with that? Like, what the heck, man? Is this like a common problem? Is it mold degradation or something? The Alpha Bravo mold not hold up as well as it should? But yeah. So this way you have an Elieta that has a waist and pelvis instead of just being a box with limbs sticking out of it. And you know, there's just that little bit of car kibble. It doesn't integrate in quite as seamlessly as Rust Dust does on Victorion, but you know, it's something. So, you know, some people might prefer her this way. Kinda works. Got a big old stocky giant woman made up of 6 Transformers, and oh no. It also doesn't help that I've lost Elieta 1's instructions, and I'm entirely not sure if that's how her torso actually turns into a combiner. So I'm kind of flying on the seat of my pants here. This whole operation is just falling apart. I really want to get the other 2 female Autobots so I can have some proper legs. And you know, maybe this guy isn't the best for filling out that torso. I mean, it's a fan mode, but you know, I think it looks better than just this. And I like I said, like the way that the instructions tell you to do it with a giant folded up plane on her chest just doesn't look right. At least this way she has a definitive body, you know? I just wish that this wasn't so flat and that there wasn't like hollow space. If only there was something we could stick here to fill this in. Something a little bit more stable than this guy. And I really feel like they wanted this guy to be a torso bit because he almost fits. But it looks like they gave up on that halfway. So like he's not really a good Transformer on his own. But he doesn't really peg in to be a torso piece for her very effectively. But still, Elieta 1 is a pretty impressive combiner with, if only she had a full set of her own limbs instead of having to borrow someone else's. But who knows? Hasbro might just decide to revitalize the combiner gimmick soon enough. And hopefully we will be there to appreciate it. This is Wake Angel 2001, and I'm signing off before I humiliate myself anymore.